Hola! Time to do an overview of the collaboration for Module 3, El Zodiaco Chino, the Chinese zodiac. De acuerdo o no de acuerdo? In agreement or not in agreement? So the purpose of this task is to use the Chinese zodiac chart. It's in a PDF document that you will see here in the task, to look at personality traits for you and another person. That other person could be a friend, family member, etc. So obviously you're not conducting that conversation with that person in Spanish. You'll do that in English. The traits are listed by birth year of an individual in the zodiac chart. We'll take a look at that in a moment. You are going to create a reporte, pretty good cognate there, report, about you and your compañero, if it's a masculine friend, family member, etc., or compañera. We're going to call that person your partner, who you're working with in this task. And you're going to determine if there's any correlation between the birth years and personalities. This should be divertido, fun, and not too stressful. I think this is a pretty easy and doable collaboration. So here's your task. Download or print the following PDF. So let's click on that. Take a look at what that is. Very easy. It's simply one paper here. We'll get to that in a moment. So you can download that up here, or you can just take a look at it as you're doing the task. Let's go back to the instructions. Find your birth year on the chart, and then you're going to answer each of the 4 questions below that pertain to you. So 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A are questions to you. So you're going to put those 4 responses in one little paragraph. Write these responses as the first part of your reporte. Next, find your partner's birth year. Answer each of the 4 questions, 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, for your partner. Write these responses as the second part of your reporte. Follow the blue model responses starters to submit your best writing. So I've made it easy for you. Sometimes some of you will divert and you'll start to develop your own style in writing that can get you really off track. Keep it simple and begin with these sentence starters answering the questions. So let's look at the 4 questions that pertain to you. ¿Cómo te llamas? How do you call yourself? What's your name? So you'll start that, of course, with me llamo. ¿Cuál animal es tu signo según el zodiaco chino? Which animal is your sign according to the zodiac, Chinese zodiac? Mi signo es, my sign is, and you'll write the animal for your zodiac sign. So let's go over here and take a look. So these are all the animals. So you'll see el conejo, el tigre, el gallo, la rata, la serpiente, el dragón. Okay, so you can just say, you're just going to say the el or the la. You don't change the animal to be masculine or feminine. Okay, you can just say el perro. You don't have to change it to la perra. That's fine. Okay, so you'll say what your sign is. The third one, ¿cómo es tu personalidad según el zodiaco chino? So according to the zodiac, which is your personality type according to the Chinese zodiac? You'll answer según el zodiaco chino, according to the zodiac sign, I am. And then you'll have your adjectives. Now, in some cases, you will need to change the adjectives if it's one that can be changed. Masculine or feminine, I'm talking about. So if mi signo es el conejo, the rabbit, yo soy elegante, responsable y sensible. Make sure to put the and, the Y, that means and, just the letter Y, to make a nice complete sentence. If you have, for example, excéntrico, that will change to excéntrica. If you are feminine, optimista, any of these mistas, istas at the end, they stay that way for masculine or feminine. It's not idealisto, optimisto, those don't change. Just like inocente ending in an E does not change. Creativo will become creativa. So remember, if need be, you need to change those adjectives to agree with the subject of your sentence. And then finally, finalmente, ¿estás de acuerdo? Are you in agreement? ¿O no estás de acuerdo? Are you not in agreement con la información del zodiaco chino, with the Chinese zodiac? So you could say, sí, estoy de acuerdo porque. So yes, I'm in agreement because. And then you would say yo soy. You could say because I am a certain way and give those adjectives. So you could say, sí, estoy de acuerdo más o menos, more or less. And then you could say, estoy de acuerdo más o menos porque soy elegante y responsable, but no soy sensible. So maybe you're more or less. Maybe a couple of the traits you agree with and a couple you don't. Then ask your compañero or compañera, ask them these questions in English. And then you need to write sentences about your partner. So, ¿cómo se llama tu compañero? Mi compañero se llama, or mi compañero se llama. Give their name. ¿Cuál animal es el signo de tu compañero? El signo de mi compañero es. So now you're writing about a third person, right? So you're not answering I, you're writing about he or she. ¿Cómo es la personalidad? Según el zodiaco chino, mi compañero es. And then once again, you're going to list those adjectives and change them as need be if your compañera es excéntrica. Mi compañero es excéntrico. Okay, change the adjectives. We're working on that agreement component in this module. And then, ¿tu compañera está de acuerdo? ¿Tu compañero está de acuerdo? ¿No está de acuerdo? Is your partner in agreement? Mi compañero está de acuerdo. ¿Por qué? Because. Mi compañera no está de acuerdo. ¿Por qué? Mi compañero más o menos está de acuerdo más o menos. ¿Por qué? So let's say they're partly in agreement. Let's come down here to one, okay? We would have to change these. Mi compañero está de acuerdo más o menos porque él es tranquilo y atractivo, but no es pesimista. So you might have to change some of those adjectives. So the grading criteria is 100% of the grade comes from your report. For each error, 0.25 points are deducted. Points are earned or lost based on these areas. Grammar. Do the verb conjugations match? Okay. Él es, yo soy. Are the verb conjugations okay? Do those adjectives agree with the subject? Remember, optimista doesn't change. Masculine, feminine. Elegante, if it ends in E, doesn't change. But others, activo, activa. Okay, some you will need to change. So I gave you a little example there. Spelling, yes, you need to spell correctly. I'm going to deduct a 1/4 point for every spelling error. If you're not spelling correctly now, by the time you get into module 6 and 7, you will compound these spelling errors with those you'll make in the future. Your writing will get worse and worse. Accents count as correct spelling. As you've seen, some words actually change meaning. So if you want to say because he is, and when you say he, you say L without an accent, you are writing because the is. Okay, L changes meaning. With an accent, L means he. Without an accent, it means the. So that's a very critical spelling error. And punctuation, put in commas. So I want you to write, es sociable, entusiasta y inteligente. By the way, let's take a look at this. Let me show you something. So if we want to say, porque él es, we're going to say optimista. Let's do this correctly. Okay, so we're going to do él es, he is optimista, so that doesn't change, right? Optimista, activo y I'm going to put an N. Inteligente. Ah, that's the one that starts with an I. So I need to change that to inteligente. So if my last adjective starts with an I, take a look at this. This becomes, normally that's going to be E. Okay? But if my last adjective is an I, for sound it changes to an E. So that's how you do a great writing piece for this. Capital letters at the beginning of your sentences, just remember your good writing. So you've obviously clicked this to see the video clarification. If you have other questions, please contact me. When you look at this chart, you're going to see the questions they ask you. Please ignore these questions. As always, I want you to go with these simplified instructions that I am giving you instead. All right, good luck, buena suerte, and I look forward to reading your writing. Adios.